know Pilger are going to be in a total shock when they see the actual damage.
Words are difficult to find in a tiny Nebraska town, much of it flattened by 2 tornadoes that left 2 people dead. We'll show you the recovery effort one day after those deadly twin tornadoes.
First, though, let's get right to Dave. And Dave, you've got to look at what we've got going on around here tonight.
Yeah, right now we have just a slight risk that some of our storms that develop later on tonight could become severe. There's not a lot happening yet, but that slight risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center means that conditions are right in the atmosphere. If they do develop, some of them could produce some large hail, possibly even some damaging winds. This has just developed over the last half an hour or so. Some spotty little showers showing up on the radar. So we're expecting to see some thunderstorms by 9 p.m. tonight. Temperatures drop and the conditions get hot again tomorrow, and that could lead to some more storms. I'm going to show you that with our forecast.
All right, Dave, and some severe storms did plow through Wisconsin last night. State emergency managers say that flying glass hurt 5 people in and around Platteville. Only 1 person, though, had to be treated at a hospital for that. The National Weather Service now confirms an EF2 tornado hit the Platteville area. More than 36 homes were badly damaged in places like Verona and Madison. And today, people in the small farming town of Pilger, Nebraska are taking a hard, sad look at the destruction left after 2 tornadoes just tore through. Ellen McNamara is here now to tell us about the shocking storm in northeast Nebraska. Ellen.
They had 2 tornadoes right in a row. It's hard to imagine. And in that small town, just about everyone has been affected. A town torn apart.
It's crazy that Mother Nature, can do something like this.
Nearly 75% of Pilger, Nebraska destroyed or badly damaged after these rare, powerful twin tornadoes ripped through this small community yesterday, one of them nearly a mile wide. People in the tiny farming town evacuated, returning today to find little left. Entire blocks of downtown flattened, brick buildings crumbled.
We got a strong community.
Each stop along Governor Dave Heinemann's tour the devastation today, holding a story of those who barely made it to safety.
It was traumatic. Kids were hurt. They were crying.
Even the mayor was hurt, but should be okay. 19 others were critically injured, and at least 1 person, a 5-year-old, was killed. Sadness, but resilience here today.
Kitty, come here, kitty.
Lost loved ones found.
Oh, Amy is gonna love you.
Inspiration to live up to this community's unusual but fitting motto.
Their motto is a town too tough to die. So I think they're going to give it every effort, but it's going to be very tough with the infrastructure gone.
Too tough to die. Many of the people in the town of 350 are spending the night in a Red Cross shelter. A 2nd person was also killed near Pilger, where the governor declared a state of emergency. Chris, back to you.
Developments now in Iraq. 275 additional U.S. soldiers and Marines are now in the country, ready to help protect the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. The president is also considering sending 100 special operations forces to Iraq as advisors to Iraqi troops. Terror group ISIS continues moving through Iraq, seizing territories. As the violence worsens, Congress is divided about how the U.S. should respond.
We have got to get in there, work with a political solution with Iraq, but push back this very evil organization.
They have to come to a political solution, or else this is an endless conflict, and we don't want to be part of an endless military conflict.
The Pentagon says that a Libyan militant accused in a deadly attack on Americans in Benghazi is now in U.S. custody. The capture of Ahmed Abu Khattala marks the first time that the U.S. has apprehended anyone accused in the 2012 attack. 4 Americans were killed, including Ambassador Chris Stevens. Khattala was located and captured near Benghazi on Sunday without a shot being fired. President Obama says Khattala will face the full weight of the American justice system. He also says the U.S. will continue to track down those responsible for the attacks.
When Americans are attacked, no matter how long it takes, we will find those responsible and we will bring them to justice.
In Ukraine, an explosion has hit a pipeline carrying Russian natural gas to Europe. No one was hurt, but the Ukrainian Interior Minister says it is believed to be a terrorist act. Today's blast comes a day after Russia cut gas supplies to Ukraine in a dispute over price and overdue payments.
Less than 2 months before primary election day, we are getting a look at the latest fundraising figures in the governor's race. It's still early, yes, but so far Governor Dayton has a big advantage. 5 Eyewitness News political reporter Tom Hauser is here. And Tom, you've been going over all these numbers. Any big surprises?
Not huge surprises. You know, the major fundraising is just getting underway now that the legislative session is over and the state political conventions. But right now, Governor Dayton is doing pretty well, and you may recall he loaned millions to his 2010 campaign, but so far in 2014, he's trying to raise money the old-fashioned way from other people. Dayton raised just over $350,000 between January 1st and May 31st of this year. But coupled with money raised prior to this year, he's got more than $750,000 in cash. Now, among Republicans, Scott Honor has raised the most, $573,000. $300,000 of that came out of his own pocket, and he's down to $226,000 in cash. That is still much more than Marty Seifert, Kurt Zellers, and Jeff Johnson. Now, Johnson raised the least amount of money through May 31st, but he still won the GOP endorsement. Since winning that endorsement, Johnson's campaign says he's raised another $90,000. But one problem for Republicans is that they'll have a primary battle while Dayton sits on the sidelines with no major primary opposition.
He can essentially save all his money for the general election and use that for his general election purposes, whereas Republicans have sort of two hurdles: raise enough money to survive a primary, and then once they survive the primary, then go into a general election and raise money again. So from that point of view, Dayton looks pretty good.
Now, Republicans also might not be able to count on the state party for a lot of help in the general election. The state GOP only has $30,000 cash on hand. The DFL, meanwhile, has $346,000. That is 10 times more. And a similar story in the Minnesota House races that are so important. House Democrats have raised a lot more money than Republicans, and that is going to be another key battleground.
Is that going to start picking up here, though, as we get a little closer to Election Day?
Absolutely. Like I said, now that the session is over, when they're not allowed to raise money, and then the conventions are over, now the big money is going to start pouring in.
Okay. Tom, thanks. Chris?
It's a taste of summer, and this season, it'll be worth the wait.
It looks really good right now.
Coming up at 6, we'll tell you which Minnesota-grown produce is thriving in the conditions. But first...
I'm Jessica Miles in New Hope at the Emergency Food Shelf Network, and this right here behind me is a micro farm. What it is, although I can tell you this, already produce is coming out of the ground. I'll tell you how it will go to help needy kids and needy families right here in the Metro. That's coming up.
News when you want it. Check out the all-new KSTP.com.
Plan your authentic Duluth experience now.
People love a great crossover. They love it even more at a great price. Take the Kia Sorento LX for just $219 a month. There's also the compact Sportage with available all-wheel drive. Both received a NHTSA overall 5-star safety rating, and both are part of the Kia lineup that was named KBB.com's best value brand. Great crossovers, great deals, and a great time to take advantage of this great opportunity. Test drive the Sorento LX, just $219 a month for qualified lessees. See your local Kia dealer now.
Hey, I'm on a roll here.
Big Fish Casino. Download the app for free on iPhone, iPad, or Android.
At TCF, we asked what you like and what we can improve upon. I like how my banker's always there for me. Love that the tellers know how I like things done. And the people are great, except for the annoying TV guy. Well, I hear you.
So, we're keeping what you like and working on the stuff you don't. Switch to a bank that listens. TCF Bank. Do I need an agent?
On those days when the heat seems unbearable outside, high-efficiency air conditioning inside can be a real game changer. And with rebates up to $450 available now, Upgrading is just no sweat.
Maybe it's called the beaten path because it can be beaten. The 2014 Acura MDX with available surface street traffic information.
Visit your Twin Cities Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Here in Minnesota, we make the most of every day.
So start your mornings with us.
We'll help you prepare for a great day.
Watch mornings on 5 Eyewitness News and 45 TV. Prepare for a great day.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Emily.
We're from Twin Cities Live, your official show for summer.
All summer long, we'll be out and about in our 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport from White Bear Mitsubishi.
When you see it, text BEAR to 42379 for your chance to win a $500 gas card and other great prizes.
A team of volunteers is working hard right now to make sure that Minnesota kids can have food to eat this summer.
It's a tough time of year for hunger because now that school is out, for many kids, a good meal is no longer a guarantee. And Jessica Miles is live in New Hope to show us what these volunteers are doing. Jess?
Yeah, guys, we are at the Emergency Food Shelf Network here in New Hope, and right up behind me here is called a micro farm, and we're going to talk with E.J. Gurley with the Minnesota Project about what exactly is a micro farm and what's happening here behind us too.
Yeah, so micro farm is a small plot intensive method to get as much produce in a small space as possible. And over here is a prime example where we're building potato towers where we have 6, 7, 8 layers of potatoes, and we could have hundreds of pounds of potatoes come out of these towers in the next, by fall.
Jared is working hard over there, going to be putting those potatoes in then around the edges. And already, I mean, you guys have only put these seeds in the ground 5 weeks ago, and you're already getting stuff.
5 weeks ago is when we actually ripped up the soil and we planted, and we're already seeing, we have Swiss chard, we've got tomatoes that are starting to show up on the plants, we've got kale, we've got corn that's already starting to break ground and is a few inches high. So we're really excited, and all this food is going to go into the Emergency Food Shelf Network.
And the radishes, we tasted them, didn't we? This is Lori Kratchmer with the Emergency Food Shelf Network. They're very good. And to think that this is 150 feet from your doors.
Yeah, this is just really an amazing partnership. At EFN, one of our core values is increasing access to healthier foods for Minnesotans who are struggling to put food on the table. So to have this fresh produce grown and supported by the Minnesota Project and Hennepin County come right into our doors and get out to folks who need it this summer is really terrific.
And we were talking earlier, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this green space. It's like, why didn't we think of this sooner? But you thought about it now.
Yeah, we did. And the Minnesota Project came to us and said, we've got this funding to try this pilot of a micro farm. And we're like, we're in. We've got the land. And summer is a really hard time for families struggling when the kids are out of school and they don't get those meals, breakfast and lunch at school. So this is a great way to get fresh produce into their hands.
And fresh produce is so key too.
Yes.
Thanks so much, you guys. And of course, we're looking for all of you guys to help us out and donate as well. And I know you guys back there have more on that. For now, we're live out here in New Hope. I'm glad the weather has held off for us, and I'm going to enjoy this radish. Back to you guys.
All right, enjoy the radish and the farming out there, Jess. Now, still ahead at 6, from our lakes and rivers to our crops, the wet weather is slowing things down here in Minnesota.
And the showers are popping up again in parts of southern Minnesota. I'm going to show you when we could get some severe storms here with our forecasts coming up next.
5 Eyewitness News is presented by Family Innovations, providing direction for life.
No crisis is without hope. Family Innovations, providing direction for life.
You found the find, the find, the find.
Honda Civic beats Toyota Corolla with more horsepower, better gas mileage, more passenger room, rear view camera and steering wheel mounted controls standard on Civic, but not on Corolla. Drive a new Civic, just $159 a month, and Honda wins Kelley Blue Book Awards for most trusted, best overall, and best value brand again. Test drive Civic today and see why Honda Civic beats Toyota Corolla. Drive a new Civic, $159 a month at your Honda dealer. Shop Honda.com.
Want to get it all? How about internet that's 6 times faster than Comcast Performance Starter? And how about getting it for less than $20 a month? And what if that price didn't change for a year? Well, we'd say that's getting it all. So call CenturyLink at 855-859-SAVE. to get up to 40 meg internet for a low price of $19.95 a month for 1 year when you bundle. Get our new enhanced network for one low price. Get it all with CenturyLink.
Rod, what'd you do to my jerseys?
I washed them in hot water.
You shrunk all of them?
Yeah, sorry.
What am I supposed to do with them?
I guess we give them to the kids.
It's not a bad idea.
The first 5,000 kids receive a Glenn Perkins kids jersey courtesy of U.S. Bank on June 22nd.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know. Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Enjoy the dealer experience ranked highest by J.D. Power. And get 0% financing for 60 months on the entire Buick lineup.
So, Dave, I know you're watching some storms tonight, but there's still a couple hours of daylight, and the storms are a little ways off, so folks can still take a walk outside, sit on the patio tonight.
Get that baseball game in.
It's like every minute I'm getting an email about a soccer game or baseball.
I know, there's lots of them out there, I know, but not tonight. Tonight it looks like they're all going to be just fine. After dark, that's when things could get a little active. Right now, they're just light showers that are popping up to the north of the warm front. The warm front is way down to the south of us, down in the northern portions of Iowa, but north of that front, through the mid part of the atmosphere, we're starting to see get a little bit agitated, but this is the area that we're watching. They're going to issue a tornado watch, I'm pretty sure, for southeastern South Dakota, northeastern Nebraska, northwestern Iowa, and southwestern Minnesota. That's going to come out and probably extend into the early morning hours, maybe until about 1 a.m., but it does look very likely that some storms are going to really start to fire quickly in far southwestern Minnesota, where they don't need any more rain, obviously, with all the flooding that they've had. 79 right now, a south-southeast wind at 10 miles per hour. The dew point, 64. That's going to climb some over the next 24 hours. Could get close to 70 by tomorrow afternoon, and it's just going to feel even more uncomfortable than it did today. 64 right now for the dew point, 66 up in Cambridge. These are all dew points. When they get into the 60s, you start to feel a little sticky. It gets into the 70s, where they are just in far southern Minnesota. That is sultry, and that's very hard to keep comfortable and keep cooled off at that when you have dew points that high. 79 for the actual air temp, 82 still up in St. Cloud. It's still 85 in Brainerd and still 82 at Hibbing. But there is some cooler air in sight for the latter part of this week. Temperatures are going to drop a little bit. Tonight, thunderstorms erupt probably after 9 p.m., but last through the early morning hours, and then they're gone by 6 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to see those temperatures climb again. So an evening walk, as Leah said, pretty nice night for that, but a wet after midnight hours. We're expecting some thunderstorms, and grab a fan for tomorrow as those temperatures really climb into the low to mid 80s in most spots here in southern Minnesota as well as western Wisconsin. There's the cooler air that's in sight. Temperatures there in the mid to upper 70s. So overnight tonight, there are the thunderstorms arriving by at least 11 p.m., a little bit sooner than that in the far southern parts of the metro, and you can see the heavy thunderstorms move on through. By 6 in the morning, they're out of here. So during the day tomorrow, it stays pretty quiet. Tomorrow night, we have another chance of thunderstorms rolling in late. So we do have that slight risk tonight and again during the day and nighttime tomorrow. It's going to stick with us, it looks like, into Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms, some of those possibly strong, 68 for the low. Tomorrow, 85, so another warm and humid day, almost a replay of what we had today. Pretty quiet during the day, then thunderstorms at night. Thunderstorms again late Thursday, 80, 82 on Friday. Over the weekend, it drops to 77 Sunday. Not a total washout, some scattered showers around. That Friday, pretty nice throughout most of the day, 82. That's going to be our bright spot. Leah?
All right, Dave, looks good. And, you know, I know whenever severe weather hits, you like getting pictures from people. So we want to let people know that they can help us tell the story. These are just some of the pictures that our 5 Eyewitness News viewers have sent in over the past day or so. And you can do this too. Just email pics@kstp.com. But a reminder, folks, just take a picture or shoot video when it's safe. Please do not put yourself in harm's way. With all the rain this spring, Minnesotans have needed to change their boating plans. Wake restrictions have been in play for weeks now on some of our popular lakes and rivers. We checked in on the St. Croix River today. It's still a quarter of a foot above where it should be. The manager of Sunnyside Port says that most of the boats are staying docked, which has a few unfortunate ripple effects. If boaters aren't using gas, they're not making any money at their gas docks.
A good weekend day at our gas docks, probably $5,000. And last weekend we didn't break 1,000 on either day.
And he says that if people aren't using their boats, then their boats aren't breaking down, so they also lose out on the revenue from maintenance service. And despite all the recent rain, the water level out on Lake Minnetonka actually dropped by 1/100th of an inch from yesterday. Still, levels are barely lowered since wake restrictions kicked in nearly 2 weeks ago. Officials say the water should remain high through at least mid-July. And at Prior Lake, the city says that the water is at the highest it's been in 13 years. Today's measurement puts Prior Lake at 904.34 feet above sea level. No wake restrictions will be in effect once the water drops below 904 feet for 3 straight days. Restrictions have been in place now for a week and a half. And another consequence of the weather, this wet spring following a cold winter, it's delaying our strawberry season.
Normally we would be picking right now.
But waiting isn't necessarily a bad thing. The owners of Bowerberry Farm in Champlin tell us that they are predicting lots of large, healthy berries.
It looks very good. Having good large leaf size because of all the moisture is a great sign of health, and the plant, if it's healthy, can fend off.
And Bauer tells us there is a fine line. More rain and too much moisture could also bring mold. They're going to be watching closely for that. Some strawberry farmers are expected to open this weekend with the peak picking season around the 4th of July, Chris.
Well, do you have any camping trips planned with your family this summer? Tyra Family Clinics wants to remind you of a few things before you venture out into the woods. Now, you might have heard some of this before, but it does bear repeating. First, tell someone where you're going. Know where the nearest hospital is. When packing, make sure that you're camping inside your camping bag. It includes a first aid kit, matches kept in a dry place, extra food and water, sun protection, and, in case you get lost, a map and a compass. And on that note, they suggest that you should practice using a map and compass before you head up north. While creating opportunity for all, next at 6, the message that leaders here in the Twin Cities are getting straight from the White House. Plus, the reason behind this event that's bringing kids and local law enforcement together.
ABC Sunday.
What makes Rising Star
a game changer?
this?
Only you can raise the wall to create a star.
The faces of the voters appear on the giant wall, and maybe your face is one of them.
TV's first live interactive music competition where you can make or break dreams in an instant.
Instant results, instant fame.
Rising Star premieres Sunday on ABC. Be ready. Download the voting app now.
The finest diamonds at the best price. The RF Moeller guarantee.
Hi, I'm Anthony Guido, the new CEO at Old Country Buffet. We've been working to make the new and improved Old Country Buffet perfect for your family. That's why I promise you'll have a great experience, or we'll make it right. So come join us at Old Country Buffet. We guarantee you'll love it.
When you've got the 2014 North American Truck of the Year, offering the most innovative cargo bed in its class, you can do a lot. You just don't have to hear a lot. Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting pickups on the road.
Competitive owners and lessees can get this Silverado 1500 for just $247 a month. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
Striker, you're too low.
I know, but Wisconsin is so beautiful in the summer. So much to do. Over.
Roger.
What? Boating, fishing, biking. Huh? I wish I was down there.
Roger.
My name is Kareem.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit flying.
I can't believe I ever left this place.
Wow. Welcome home.
When fate opens its hand and offers you a choice, do you linger? Or leap into the unknown, where there is beauty? A sing out loud, taste it, hold on tight beauty. Life is more exciting when you take a chance.
What's he doing?
The Outlander Sport's the most popular small SUV in St. Paul.
Over Subaru, Hyundai, and Mazda?
Yeah, just sold this one. The bear wants to keep it. Had to lock him out.
The Outlander Sport is part of America's safest crossover lineup. Drive one today with a pick-your-payment lease starting at just $99 a month or buy from as low as $15,995. And every vehicle purchase includes the White Bear Mitsubishi Forever warranty. Unlimited miles forever.
What you eating?
Bear Claw.
Shop now at whitebearmitsu.com.
Hi, I'm Anthony Weedo, the new CEO at Old Country Buffet. We've been working to make the new and improved Old Country Buffet perfect for your family. That's why I promise you'll have a great experience, or we'll make it right. So come join us at Old Country Buffet. We guarantee you'll love it.
You've seen the signs, office space for rent. They're on buildings all over the Twin Cities. Well, tonight we're going to take a look at what that means for the economy, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. What offices of the future might look like tonight on 5 Eyewitness News at 10.
President Obama announced a plan today to protect a massive stretch of ocean from drilling, fishing, and other actions that he says could threaten wildlife. Now, to do so, the president is considering expanding protected waters in the Pacific Ocean that surround a group of mostly uninhabited islands near Hawaii and American Samoa. The expansion would create the largest marine preserve in the world. A message to Twin Cities leaders from the White House. President Obama's My Brother's Keeper campaign encourages cities to address the opportunity gaps that set back boys and young men of color. Now, to get local leaders on board, the Deputy Assistant Attorney General today visited the U of M's Humphrey Institute.
It's about ensuring that every single person, if you work hard, if you play by the rules, can succeed. Who wants to be on the bottom of the murder numbers? Or the exposure to violence numbers, or the dropout numbers? No one wants to be on the bottom of that. No one should. This means that there are a lot of people.
School, community, and city leaders were in the audience, including the mayors of St. Paul and Minneapolis. Well, some kids in Brooklyn Park today took advantage of the nice weather for a little fishing.
They cast a line with a little help from some adults, and those adults are off-duty police officers. Everyone looks like they're having a good time out there, even a few catches, too. It's all part of the 6th annual Cops and Kids Fishing Tournament.
Oh. They'll have an opportunity to fish with a police officer. They'll weigh in kind of like a tournament, and that's kind of my edge, is where I fish competitively tournaments. And so I bring that to here where we weigh in the fish, and when they weigh in the fish, they can win prizes from bicycles to all sorts of things.
Fun, and it gets a little competitive. Part of the event is the city's youth violence prevention initiative, too.
Looks like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, you like that cute little fish they got there?
Nice.
As we all know, kids need a lot of food to keep them moving.
And we're doing our part to help them have a healthy summer through the Summer Harvest for Kids food drive. You just have a few minutes left to call the number on your screen to donate. The food drive is about to wrap up here at 7 o'clock.
And now is the best time to call because your donation goes especially far this hour in loving memory of Tony Flygar. The Tony Flygar Memorial Fund is matching donations up to $5,000 during this newscast just for a few minutes until 7 o'clock tonight.
I don't know, Dave, feeling a little jealous about them kids out fishing.
Yeah, I'm still
today,
having trouble with the cute little fish. I don't know many fish that are cute, but you know what?
Did you see that one? It was a cute little fish.
All right.
Look cute in the fry pan.
That's what I was going to say. We're talking temps back in the 80s. Now, we could have some big thunderstorms overnight. More on that, of course, at 10 o'clock tonight.
Okay, thanks, David. Thanks for watching.
Good night, folks.